Salud, mi gente, your boys coming through once again. Before we continue with this video, do not forget to hit the like, subscribe to the channel. For those who've been showing love and support to the channel, I do highly appreciate you. So, I seen this video by Gunnerz Collective, right? And he was talking about Ronnie, right? Inside Out by Ronnie. I think it's a valid video. I think so. Why? Because every time the other channel brings up dubs, he always talking about Gunner as well, right? He's like, throw like a little pedrada out here. So Gunner's like, okay, let me respond, right? But he's responding on the fact that Ronnie decided to tell his subscribers and keep it legit, keep it 100 with the subscribers that he actually paroled from a level 2. You know, let's not forget, not all level 2s are what people consider 50-50. You know what I mean? I consider those integrated yards, you know, non-designated, but people call it 50-50, right? Not all of them are no bueno. So, meaning that this guy had to get off at one point and he did not, right? Why? Because his freedom was more valuable, right? Thank God he was able to go home, and now he's opened a YouTube channel. Do I believe that this guy got exposed or exposed himself? No, I believe this guy opened himself. Decided to keep it 100 with this audience, with the subscribers. I don't believe that this guy was in the YouTube business for a long time to eventually come out and say, oh, I was here by the way. Nah, this guy, somebody asked him that question. Somebody asked him that question in a prior video, and he decided to address that question in a video now. You know, not like other individuals who've been in YouTube, which they're entitled. Don't get me wrong, they're entitled. But other people who've been on YouTube still denying what was their status. Doesn't matter. Trust me, it does not matter to me. Shouldn't matter to you or nothing. You know what I mean? Who cares? But there's people who do that. Also, there's people who be changing their stories here and there. First saying, I never been to a 50-50, to a point I've been here, and then to a point where I've been SNY. You know, it's like, there's too many stories here and there, you know? And eventually, as his stories keep going, they keep changing. Now that it exposing themselves. Why? Because they forgot about the lie they told fucking 6 months ago. And then again, it's coming out, right? And people who are paying attention, you know, they're going to call them on that BS. You know, that's exposing yourself. Now, when you decide to open yourself up and be like, hey, man, look, I prove from right here. I don't feel like I'm less than nothing. And that's what it should be, right? Now, let me lay some people up that don't know about prison, right? Look, not to belittle Gunner, nothing like that, but I believe he did like 3 years in prison. 3 years, right? He went to a level 3, and then from that level 3 went to another level 3 or whatever, level 2 in Jamestown, and from that Jamestown he went to ER, which I believe was SNY, and then he stayed right there on Corcoran and SADF, I believe. You know what I mean? Right there he went to another yard, which it was level 3 with level 4, does not matter, but he was SNY in prison, right? And then after that he paroled, came back in a violation, and went to a Mill Creek. After that, he went to Mill Creek. It's not AI. It's none of that stuff. And why I'm saying it's not AI is because that picture is going around. It's actually a picture of a phone taken into a computer. You can tell that. You know what I mean? It's not just a picture. No, you can tell it's a computer. So it's not AI. That happened. And even though he might say that he never was on Mill Creek, does not matter if he was in Mill Creek, man. But he has said before that he was with one of the Menendez brothers. And guess what? Guess where the Menendez brother was at? Pleasant Valley and Mill Creek around that year. So with that being said, I hope I get clear. I mean, it does not matter where he was at. Does not matter, man. But please do not, like he said, don't lie about your stories, man. Simple as that. Just don't lie about your story. Don't tell stories, man. Simple as that, man. It is what it is. But being a level 2, people with a lot of points can go and do level 2. Simple as that, man. It's not like it used to be in 2007 when these guys were in prison. It's not like it used to be in 2010. No. Things have changed, man. And I'm going to explain why people with a lot of points can go to a lower level. It's also, those guys who were validated at one point, they're in the lower levels. Why do you think that those level 2s who managed to stay GP are good? Because somebody with status who came off the shoe landed on that prison. That's the reason. So there's going to be people who are validated. There are somebody in prison. There's somebody in prison who's going to land to those level 2. And why is that? Don't forget, a lot of people spend a lot of years behind those walls. A lot of years. And what happens? Every year, they take points off your point system. You last 20 years back there, I mean, that's 80 points off your system. You know? You have a certain amount of clean time. Guess what happens? You get to have an override. So let's say somebody comes out, goes into a level 3 points, into a level 3, right? With level 3 points. They can get an override after a year. Nowadays, I believe if you have a job, they're taking like 16 points off your thing. I believe 16 points. Might be 12. It might be 12. Before it was 8 points. 8 points was the most. Now no more. Things have changed now. You know. So yes, there's people who have level 3 points who went to a level 2. I was somebody who had level 3 points and went to a level 2, right? Because I didn't have a 115 in 1 year. And once you do that, once you ask the counselor, or the counselor is going to offer you, hey man, you qualify for this. Do you want me to do an override so you can go to this program? Of course, you're going to take it. Of course, you're going to take it. Does not mean that you're less than the next man. You know what I mean? I always say it does not matter in what level you are in prison. The level does not make you. The character, your character, is who defines who you are as a person. You know? You can have a straight killer in a level 2, man. Trust me, push his buttons, see what's going to happen. So never belittle somebody who's been on a lower level. I never have done that. But when people come out and say, oh, level 2 this, come on, man. Knock it off. Please, knock it off. All right, knock it off. I'm glad that Ronnie got out. I'm glad that Gunnerz only did like 3 years and a half, I believe. 3 years and a half, because then he came back with his violation, did like 6 months and stuff like that. I'm glad he only did that time in prison, right? Of course, he did his YA. I don't know how much time he did right there. Don't I care, but he did his time, right? He did his time. But let's not try to put this out there, trying to make somebody look less or not, right? At the end of the day, everybody got history. At the end of the day, oh well, who cares? I mean, simple as that, man. It's not hating. I don't think people hate, especially when they say, okay, the Mexicanos hate, the raza hates. It's not hating. I think a lot of people get tired of hearing the same shenanigans, you know, hearing the same lies, and just how people just forget about certain things, you know. At the end of the day, man, wish nothing but the best to everybody. Hopefully you succeed in everything. That goes to both of you guys. And again, Ronnie opened that door. He opened the door, but I don't believe that he's actually exposed himself. Nah. And about the new lowrider thing, I don't want to believe that he meant that as being a gang. I might be wrong, but maybe it's like a new beginning to do something positive on the streets. That's what I want to see, right? But again, I might be wrong. Don't quote me on that. I would not put my hands in la lumbre for nobody, right? Except for myself. Everybody's on their own little trip. I always tell this to everybody, man. People that did a gang of time, we don't come out the same. We don't come out, normal. We don't. We might seem normal in front of this camera. Trust me, we might seem normal, but there's something missing. I'm telling you, just pay attention. Just pay attention, and then the character of that individual will be exposed. And you'll be like, damn, okay, did this guy just forgot that he said this in a prior video, or did he forgot? I don't know, man. You're gonna see. There's gonna be a lot of contradictions. They're gonna and it's not like they mean it sometimes, but sometimes they forget. Sometimes they're all over the place. They don't know what's going on. They try to get together, but we're not perfect, man. We're not perfect. But with this being said, we're out to next video. Saludos a todos. Gracias.